Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about probably one of the most important aspects of HR management, and that is hiring. This is where, for whether you are a startup or an established business, this is one function that should not be neglected. A lot of focus goes into it. No matter at what stage the company is, hiring good candidates in the right way is something that HRMS has to support because that probably is the most crucial part. So, over the next 10 minutes or so, we'll have a look at how Asanify simplifies your entire hiring process and makes it easy for you to manage your candidate database, put out the job postings, and even sending out the offer letter. As you can see on my screen, I'm logged in as the admin of the company. Many of you would be familiar with the Asanify interface already by now. So in the hiring module here, when I open up this tab, there are multiple things that I see here. Careers page. So Asanify allows you to create a careers page of your own, where which can be posted on various job sites. The link can be given at naukri.com or monster.com, and candidates can click there and apply directly. Job posting, maintaining candidate database, evaluation of those candidates, how you can customize the evaluation forms, and sending out the offers. We'll touch upon each of these things over the next few minutes. Yeah. So if I open up the careers page first, in any hiring process, the first step to be taken is putting out the job posting. So as you can see on the careers page, Asanify allows you to customize and create a careers page of your own. There is a top banner that you can customize. You can give the details about the company for the candidates to know where they are applying and what are the cultural details about the company. You can give the testimonials of your clients for the candidates to feel happy about where they are making an application. Yeah, similarly, you can define the perks that the company has. So there are large descriptors that Asanify has created placeholders for, which will create a career site which will give adequate information to your candidates before they make an application. As you can see, you can customize a lot of things: body color, header color, what font you want to use on it. And ultimately, once you're done with this, you can create this company page. And if I click on view the public page, you'll get a URL which you can post wherever you're hiring from, and candidates can apply directly. So this your company logo will come here. There'll be a top banner image about the company, culture, perks. So all the information that we had entered will start reflecting here. And when you make a job posting, the job postings, when you create a job post on LinkedIn, it will start reflecting on this public page as well. So if I click on this job post sales, which has been created, I will get to know what is the designation, what is the job description, salary, benefits, and candidates can apply with their resume here. Yeah. So let me just go back and walk you through the detailed journey of how you do it once the career page gets created. Yeah, maybe I can log into, let me just see if there are some jobs created here. There are a bunch of jobs which are created here already. Maybe I can log into a separate account and create one from scratch. Yeah. Okay. So let's say one of the candidates has applied for any of the job posts that I've done. If I go to the hiring module, I can see those candidate applications in the candidate section of this. So let's say Sachin Tendulkar has already applied for the job post, and I can see all the details of Sachin Tendulkar when I click it here. Yeah, so all his work details, personal details, I can update all these details as well as and when it's required. The important thing of maintaining a candidate database in a detailed way is that you may not hire all the candidates right away, obviously. But often enough, there are scenarios where you want to go back and think, 6 months back, I had evaluated somebody and I really like him. I want to go back and touch base with him. That's one scenario. Second is when you hire a candidate, eventually they have to move from the candidate profile to an employee profile. So Asanify also simplifies that because most of the details are already available on the system, including their potential salary that those guys are going to earn when the offer is made. That allows them to directly migrate to an employee database after the hiring process has been completed. We'll have a look at that as well. Yeah. So all the details will appear like you guys are comfortable with knowing the employee profile in Asanify anyways. The candidate profiles are also maintained. let me just add a fresh candidate. So let's assume that I have some candidate database of my own. There are 10 candidates. I can do a bulk upload or I can add them one by one. Let me just add one of them right now for you to get a feeling. So Sachin Tendulkar is already there. I'll add Saurav Ganguly now. Yeah. Okay, so let's say Saurav Ganguly's email ID is this. And let's say his phone number is whatever. Yeah, and let's say his date of joining is going to be 15th of next month. That is fine. He's a male, and I can decide what designation he'll be joining at, which department he'll be a part of, and I can fill his address as well. So let's say he stays in Bandra in Mumbai. I can just Google pick his address, or if I want to fill it manually, I can do that as well. So right now I'll just fill in some random numbers here, and I will go ahead. So this will be the work address where that person will report to. And let's say Usha Martin will be the manager for him. I can select whatever attendance policy he'll be a part of. And I have created the profile completely. Now, if I want, I can add his salary also right away. But many a times it happens that you are still negotiating the salary. So you can add this step later on as well. For the purpose of demo, I'll just add his salary so that that step is completed as well. Yeah. So now that the candidate is created, assume that let me just jump 3 steps and say I want to make an offer. I can select the offer letter template that Asanify supports, and I can send that offer letter from the system itself. But we'll come to this stage after a few minutes. So if I go back to the candidate section, now you will see that my candidate profile has been created already. Whatever details of Saurav Ganguly I had mentioned would have gotten recorded and created his complete profile. Now, after your candidate database is ready, what are the next few things that happen? I want to schedule an interview. I want to do an evaluation. I want to have some status updated for him, whether it is my offer is in draft stage, he has been offered, his offer has been accepted, he's been rejected, whatever that might be. So I can update the status of that candidate as well. I can schedule an interview with any of my employees. So let's say Saurav Ganguly has to get interviewed by whichever employee I want to choose in my company. I can choose multiple people who will be the interviewers. So all of that is possible. And I can schedule the date and time for the interview here. Yeah, whether it's an online interview or an in-person interview, and I can schedule that here. Now, the good thing here is Asanify is integrated with Google Calendars as well. When you schedule an interview, it will go and get populated on the candidate's into Google Calendar as well. Yeah, so that will just make sure that you don't miss out, and all the interviewers are notified that when is the final interview that they're going to take. Now, let's take a step back. Now, we have a careers page, we have the job postings, we have the candidate database, and I'm updating the status or scheduling an interview whichever way I want. Now, when it comes to scheduling an interview, what will the interviewers be doing? They will obviously be evaluating the candidates. So Asanify has we have preloaded that on all the platforms, is the bunch of questions that you might be wanting to evaluate the candidate on. So receives feedback and coaching and adjusts appropriately, listens well and incorporates the inputs of others. These are multiple questions that I may want the person to be evaluated on. If I want to create a question of my own, I can very easily do that. So let's say I want one question as, why did the candidate leave the last organization? Let's say this is an important question for me to know. And it's a text question or a rating question, I can define. If it's a rating question, I can define the rating scale. If it is a text question, I can define the text that is there. Whether it's a mandatory question or not a mandatory question, I can define that and add more questions to my question bank. So yeah, so once you've done this question bank will keep growing for you. So if I search here, last organization, I know the question that I had created just now has started appearing here. Now, these are the set of questions. Now, different category of candidates that you're evaluating, an intern versus a junior employee versus a senior management position, the forms of evaluation may be different. So Asanify allows you to create multiple types of evaluation form. I can create a technical evaluation form, HR evaluation form, leadership position evaluation form. whichever one that I want, and I can create that evaluation form selecting from the bunch of questions that I've already created. So let's say I'll just create a form which says leadership position hiring. Yeah. And I can add from my question banks which all questions I want as a part of my leadership evaluation. Yeah. Let's say I select these 5 questions. I can decide on the ordering of that question as well. I can view the summary and I can quite easily create that evaluation form. Yeah. Now that these forms are created, if I go to evaluation form, I'll see there's a leadership position form, there's a technical evaluation. There can be multiple such forms that are there. Yeah. Now let's go back to our candidate Saurav Ganguly, who we were looking at, and let's schedule an evaluation for him. So let's say I want to evaluate Saurav Ganguly using the leadership position hiring template, and we'll have a look at how that can be done as well. So I will go to the evaluation tab for Saurav Ganguly. I'll create a new evaluation. I will select, okay, Saurav Ganguly will be interviewed by Usha Martin and she will use the leadership position hiring form and I can create this evaluation. So now I have scheduled that evaluation on the calendar for whoever the interviewers were. And I have also pre-decided what will be the questions and in what order it will be asked for evaluating Saurav Ganguly. Now, if I log out of the manager's account and I log in as Usha Martin to see what she will see when the candidate is getting evaluated, I will just log in from an employee ID. Now you'll see as an employee, when Usha goes to the evaluation section of hiring, she will see all the evaluations that she is a part of. These are the 3 for Sachin Tendulkar that she has done already. And Saurav Ganguly is the one which shows start. So she can now start the evaluation whenever the interview is happening. She can, these are the questions that we had selected in that form. It will appear in whichever order we had decided. And she can now view the summary and submit. Yeah, so let's say this is what she has rated. You can also have a question which says give the overall rating, select to be selected, to be evaluated more, to be left for future consideration and stuff like that. Yeah, so her evaluation gets completed and this is where I will now log back out from the employee ID and go into the manager's ID, who also happens to be the admin in this case. Yeah. So now if I go to hiring and evaluations, I will be able to see all the evaluations that have been completed. So now here I see that Saurav Ganguly by Usha Martin has been completed. And if I click on view, I'll be able to view all the ratings that Usha has given for this particular candidate. Now, this process is an ongoing process which may happen repeatedly: first round, second round, interview by employee 1, interview by employee 2, and so on and so forth. So if I go to any candidate's profile, I'll be able to see what all evaluations have happened for that employee. I can see a brief summary of all of that, and then I'll be able to take my decision accordingly. Clear? So that just makes sure that the process is all recorded in one place, and you're not confused about which candidate has been rated in what manner and by which manager or which potential line manager for that employee. Now, once all this is done, and let's say I want to now hire Saurav Ganguly, all I have to do is, let's say in the candidate section, I will say, okay, I'll update the status to now he's, let's say, offer is in the draft stage right now. So before I get into making an offer for Saurav Ganguly, let me also show how I can create a template. So in the last leg of hiring is the part where all the evaluations are done and now you are making an offer to the candidate. Now, this also is a tedious process because there may be different terms of service for different kinds of employees that you're hiring. An intern may have a certain terms of service. A consultant that you're hiring may be different. A full-time employee may be a different set of offer letters because the terms and conditions and salary structure may be different. A leadership position can be completely different. So exactly like what we did for evaluation forms, in offer letter templates also you can create multiple types of templates. So general template, a new template that you want, all of that can be done quite easily. Probably I'll just stop sharing my screen and I'll show you how the form is created. Or maybe I can just view the general template right now for you to see. what that general template looks like. I'll just download that right now. Okay. I will stop my screen share and I'll share my entire screen for you to view what I am looking at. Yeah, so this is the offer letter template. It's just a dummy letter that we have created for the demo purpose. You can upload a Word document of your format. So offer letters will typically have your company letterhead, logo, your name and address. And if you see that we have created the template in a manner that it gets personalized for each candidate. So you don't have to go back and recreate that for different candidates that you're hiring. So if I go back to Asanify, you will see that while creating a new template, there are a bunch of placeholders that are there. So while you are uploading the offer letter of your choice and format, all you have to do is instead of candidate full name, use this placeholder. Instead of candidate's first name, use this placeholder. Instead of designation, use this. Date of joining, use this. So any variable field that you may have. So let's say what is the CTC being offered? This is the basic salary. This is the HRA. There are placeholders for each of these personalized fields, including the date of joining, etc. Yeah. So you can create this offer letter template and simply upload that on Asanify. So if I go to templates, I'll see that there is one offer letter template called general template, which has already been created. I hope that part is clear because this is useful because the last step of sending out the offer letter is the crucial step in hiring. So if I go back to candidates and I say, okay, now I want to make an offer to Saurav Ganguly, I can simply just select make an offer. It'll ask me which template to use. Let's say I'll create a general template. If I want to generate the PDF and send it manually, I can do that as well. If I want to download the Word doc, make some edits, I can do that as well. Or if I want to send it directly from Asanify, that can be done as well. Yeah. So the offer letter will get attached, the letter will get created, it will get sent from the admin ID from the Asanify account. And if I want to personalize the standard body copy with whatever message that I want to give, I can easily type that and send it out. Yeah. And I can simply send this email. This pretty much is what the overall hiring module is all about and how Asanify helps you do that. Once your candidate has been offered, you can update the status. You can always let's say the candidate has said offer accepted. Now once the offer has been accepted, I can simply add them as an employee, at which point I just have to give the employee ID, official email ID now, and add their salary so that they can move into the HRMS where their leave, attendance, payroll can all now be done easily. I hope that gives you a good sense of how Asanify helps you in one of the most crucial aspects of hiring, most crucial aspects of HR management, that is hiring. I look forward to hearing back from you and let me know if you need any clarifications. Our team is always there to help you out. Thank you so much.